I think we're at like over 200,000 for merch sales. Don't quote me on that because I think it just keeps like bumping up like
Turning
crazy.
Point USA movement is just trying to bring us back to a generation that we fought so hard to overcome.
Erika Kirk appears to be panicking, and it's starting to show as fans officially turn against her. TPUSA events are being boycotted. Protests have already erupted at her recent appearances, and the timing couldn't be worse. All of this is happening as people dig deeper into her finances, her behavior, and what she's really been doing behind the scenes since Charlie's death. And if she thought the leaked audio would simply blow over, it didn't. The recording of her smiling, laughing, and casually discussing merchandise sales and voter numbers at Charlie's memorial only intensified the backlash. People began saying out loud what many had been thinking for some time, that Erika isn't about values, faith, or legacy. She's about money, and everything else is an act. Now, with supporters walking away and pressure continuing to build, rumors are circulating that the IRS may be taking a closer look at her finances.
Her message is a singular message. It is the Christian right. It is supporting MAGA. It is the ridiculous pageantry of Charlie Kirk's death.
So let's talk about what just happened at her most recent event, because this is where things really began to boil over. Turning Point USA launched the Make Heaven Crowded 2026 tour at Harvest Christian Church in Riverside. On paper, the event was meant to honor Charlie Kirk's legacy and call for a major Christian revival moment. In reality, the scene outside was pure chaos. Roughly 100 protesters showed up, and they made sure they were heard. They held signs accusing the organization of supporting abductions and family separation, spoke out about the situation in Gaza, and even drew attention to lawsuits connected to Harvest Christian Fellowship and its lead pastor, Greg Laurie, over alleged sexual abuse.
The Erika Kirk rabbit hole never ends. She has now began her speaking tour called Make Heaven Crowded with Pastor Greg Laurie, who is head of the Harvest Christian Fellowship Church. And Greg Laurie got hit with serious allegations and lawsuits, allegedly, including claims from survivors. And guess where? Romania.
So while Erika was inside speaking about faith and revival, an entirely different conversation was unfolding just outside the doors. Instead of trying to calm the situation or address the concerns being raised, Erika took the opposite approach. She weighed in on the anti-ICE protests and outright labeled them demonic, the exact word she used. Unsurprisingly, that only poured gasoline on the fire. At that point, people weren't just angry, they felt dismissed, insulted, and painted as evil simply for speaking up.
It was interesting because he asked her the question, do you think these protests are helping? Personally, I do not. I think it's demonic.
At that point, many people felt like she didn't care how bad it looked, as if drawing a crowd mattered more than who she partnered with or the message it sent. That's when the uncomfortable questions really started, because the conversation inevitably turned to money. Since Charlie's death, Erika hasn't only been grieving, she's been fundraising, touring, selling merchandise, and bringing in serious cash. And when you look at how aggressively these events are being pushed, it's hard not to wonder how much of this is about faith, and how much of it is about profit. That, for many critics, may be the biggest motivation of all. After Charlie was killed in September 2025, Erika didn't just step into his role at TPUSA, she also inherited a massive amount of wealth. We're talking tens of millions of dollars flowing in from multiple directions within a relatively short period of time. First, there was life insurance. Reports indicate the policy paid out roughly $10 million for Erika and their 2 children. Then came the donations. Public contributions alone totaled nearly another $10 million, with one major fundraiser promoted by Tucker Carlson's brand bringing in over $5 million by itself. On top of that, Erika became CEO of Turning Point USA. Charlie was earning just under $400,000 a year, so many assume her salary is at least that, if not higher. Then there's everything else. Earlier in 2025, the couple sold their Scottsdale home for more than $5 million, reportedly leaving around $2 million in cash after everything was settled. Erika also continues to receive royalties from Charlie's books, of which there are many, as well as income from his media projects. She also inherited ownership of for-profit companies like Resolute Media Group, which produces The Charlie Kirk Show. Financially speaking, she landed on her feet very comfortably. Because all of this happened so quickly, the internet erupted with theories. Some claimed there were secret transfers, hidden shell companies, or suspicious meetings immediately following the shooting. Others even suggested Charlie had changed his will. But here's the part that matters. Those specific claims have been investigated, and so far, they haven't held up. Fact-checkers found no records of a secret $350,000 transfer. The will rumors originated from satire and fake videos. And the so-called clandestine meeting story has been written off as misinformation amplified by AI-generated content and speculation. Still, even with those rumors debunked, the optics haven't worked in her favor. When people hear figures exceeding $20 million, see non-stop fundraising, watch tours roll out, and then hear leaked audio discussing merchandise sales at a memorial, they stop caring about what's technically legal. They care about how it looks. Erika has pointed to charitable efforts as well, including a $1 million donation from the Charlie Kirk Legacy Fund to help a 13-year-old battling cancer. Later that year, she also accepted a posthumous Presidential Medal of Freedom for Charlie from Donald Trump.
Thank you, Mr. President, for honoring my husband in such a profound and meaningful way, and thank you for making this event a priority amid the peace process in the Middle East. Thank you.
But for many former supporters, the damage is already done. When money, grief, politics, and power collide this quickly, people stop giving the benefit of the doubt. That's exactly why the boycott discussions and IRS rumors haven't faded away. And here's the thing, the IRS talk didn't come out of nowhere. Rumors about a possible IRS investigation into TPUSA have been circulating for quite some time. At first, most people dismissed them as nothing more than internet noise. But the fact that those conversations were already happening says a lot on its own. Even before Charlie died, there were signs he wasn't entirely comfortable with how things were being handled. Not many people remember this, but Charlie reportedly wanted TPUSA's finances audited. That alone raised eyebrows, because if everything were clean and straightforward, why bring it up at all? People don't usually ask for audits unless something feels off. So when IRS rumors began circulating after his death, some supporters didn't see them as random. They saw them as something Charlie himself may have already been concerned about. Then came the leaked audio. Just 2 weeks after Charlie was killed, a recording surfaced of Erika speaking with her team. And instead of sounding like someone still deep in grief, she came across as upbeat and energized, talking about how successful the memorial had been, discussing merchandise sales, packaging, and even how many people had registered to vote.
We had over 275,000 people that attended, and stadium, overflow, Westgate, insane, you guys. And then is it 100 million? We had thousands that were registered to vote. I think we're at like over 200,000 for merch sales. Don't quote me on that because I think it just keeps like bumping up.
And that part is what truly disturbed people. This wasn't a fundraiser held months later, it was Charlie's memorial. The way she spoke about it made the event feel less like a tribute and more like a campaign stop. It seemed less about honoring Charlie and more about tracking numbers, building momentum, and advancing her own political goals. That's when many people finally began to understand why Charlie's parents didn't attend the memorial and why they remained silent afterward. To a lot of observers, it suddenly made sense.
Stayed silent afterward. To many, it suddenly made sense.
You guys, where were Charlie Kirk's parents during his memorial service? Like, I've been thinking about this for a couple of days and I've been trying to look online. I'm like, no, I'm probably just missed it, right?
And if you've been paying attention to recent events, it doesn't stop there. We've seen Erika throwing merchandise into crowds as if it were a promotional spectacle. To many people, it feels more like hype culture than mourning. I don't know about you, but that's a version of grief I've never seen before. Taken together, the money, the audits, the leaked audio, and the merchandise-first mindset, it explains why fans are walking away and why TPUSA events are being boycotted. At this point, people aren't asking whether something feels wrong, they're asking how much longer it can stay buried. Many former supporters are now saying the same thing, that Erika was never genuine. That the grief feels staged. The faith feels performative. The tears don't land. One comment that keeps resurfacing seems to capture the sentiment perfectly. Erika is a terrible actress, and no one believes the fake Christian act anymore. Once people see through that, there's no going back. So the real question isn't whether Erika can survive another scandal, it's whether TPUSA can survive her. And whatever comes next, one thing is clear, the audience isn't buying the act anymore.